Hello, everybody. My name is Baran Wu, and my camera is frozen. Oh, that's a bit freaky, isn't it? Right. Let's see if we can sort this one out so that I don't just look pretty suspicious all night. There we are. Cool. Always good to start with a technical hitch. How's everyone doing tonight? Um, Welcome to WooTube. Uh, yeah. How's everyone's weeks? Mine was like pretty busy. I've been um doing a I've been at a wine tasting, like showing letting other people taste wines today. Which was really good, but it's meant that I've drunk a bit of wine. So this could be an interesting stream. Evening zombie, how you doing today? Um Also it's getting quite close to Worlds. Yeah? Anyone else like starting to get really quite hyped? I'm quite excited. I booked my like my flight, obviously, booked my accommodation. Then I cancelled my accommodation because I found better accommodation with some very funky people. Really busy doing wine tasting. Yeah, hey, someone's got to do it. Um, it's can be surprisingly tiring. Quick shout out straight off the top because I will immediately forget to do it if I don't. I am running a little GNK on Thursday. I know that's a weekday evening, but didn't really have any weekends coming up that I was free for because of stuff and reasons. So we're doing a little one in Bristol, just a kind of 3 rounds of double-sided Swiss, standard, new ban list. Um, Bit of fun or potentially practice for Worlds for anyone who's in or around the Bristol area. Um, Feel free to come from further afield. We'll start around about 6, as close to 6 as I can get, basically, just to make sure that we are out in reasonable time. But yeah, I'm starting to feel quite excited about Worlds. I'm particularly excited about Crown of Servers, interestingly. Um, uh, Mainly because I'm still feeling the Eternal thing. I'm gonna try and not let this stream just become like an Eternal stream, but yeah, it's I'm still definitely got a lot of excitement for the Eternal format. It's interesting me. A little look through some deck lists which jumped out at me from this week. I saw this little fella here, Phoenix Essa. This is fairly similar to something which I put together but haven't tested yet, and I'm really glad that someone else has done that for me. Um, Evening, Mark. I don't know. Well, we'll try and get the Eternal deck on stream at Worlds. I I assume slash hope that someone is going to be streaming Crown of Servers. But obviously, like that tends to be the yeah. I would hope that someone is streaming Crown of Servers, but um, I it's like a funny one because how do you choose who like what to stream because there's so many different things. Are you streaming the standard stuff? Are you gonna like stream some standard, some eternal, some startup? If you stream some eternal, is the game gonna be over in 4 turns? Maybe. Although those turns are normally still pretty long and interesting. Um but yeah, so um who knows? I'll let them worry about that. Whoever's in charge of that. But yeah, saw this deck. This looks like a lot of fun. Essa deep dive with Katorga breakouts makes a ton of sense. You've got a load of clicks anyway. You can play running hot to get extra clicks. Wheels to get extra clicks. They've got buffer drive so you can pull back the deep dive. Basilar to get extra clicks. This looks like lots of fun. And feels like a nice, neat deck as well, like for something which is potentially a little janky, but it did go 3-0 at Seattle CO. So shout out. This is Functor, who I'm not totally familiar with, but yeah, um, this seems like a lot of fun. I think this is standard, but you could probably make a version of this in startup as well. I think you lose buffer drives, which is a shame, but the rest of it is pretty startup friendly, right? Um, anyway, also, Kira posted their list from New Zealand Nats and Intercontinentals. This was their Takobi Hashiko, which just looks great. Really good write up, actually, looking through this earlier. I'm a massive fan of Takobi, particularly in Anarch. I won't get bored of telling you that. Obviously, this deck probably doesn't work as it used to because this card's no longer allowed. But really interesting looking at Kira and Jai's kind of thought process behind making this a big Hashiko list where they couldn't decide kind of between playing the price and Gachapon and moshing, and so they're just like, well, we'll just play them all. Just play them all. Throw the cards that you don't want in the bin. Like, it's fine. So that's pretty cool. Definitely worth checking that out. I think Biobands is also nutty good. Limes has been building decks, which is always good to see. Also found out that Limes is going to be at Worlds this year, which is great because I've never met him in person, but we chat online whenever he tends to be around. He's just made a Keeling deck without Keeling, winning the fair away, you could say. But yeah, fun times. I mean, potentially if you can keep him out of a server enough times, then you can just win off a borehole, which is like pretty fun. I like the idea there. And then I also saw this, which I think is probably the only deck which I've seen that's really leaning on Joyride, and I haven't found this card to be amazing, but the one theory I had was that it would be good in a deep dive deck, and it seems to be working for them here. This is Double K, who's made some pretty cool decks in the past. It's on free Kushuk and free deep dive, which is mental, but the idea here being that you can Kushuk, then they have to shuffle R&D, and then you deep dive, and you'll see like a ton of cards, and you can do all of that in one turn, potentially steal 3 agendas and win the game in one go. And then the thing I like most about this deck is it's a Kushuk deck, and they have leaned so hard. I haven't checked out. Oh yeah, but I think I have actually. I will look at it in a second. But Double K has leaned so hard into the Kushuk math here. It is inspiring. So if you don't know Kushuk, because it's a or was a Nisei card, a null signal card, but it came out in Ashes. And this was like the only kind of shaper pressure card which we had for a while. This says run R&D. If successful, instead of breaching R&D, choose a number greater than 0 for each installed card you have with a printed install cost matching that number. Reveal 1 card from the top of R&D and access 1 of the reveal cards. Now, really importantly, this isn't multi-access as such because you only access 1 card, but it does mean that it's better against things like PE, for instance, where you don't want to access 6 cards because you might just die. But what this does mean is that you really have to like lean into the deck building so that you have enough installs, because you want to have 6 installs of the same cost very, very quickly. And so in the past, people have done this with like 2 cost installs using prepaid voice pads. I made a deck a while back using 1 cost installs because I noticed, as Double K has, that a lot of the new toys that Shaper got, like Nuka and Telework Contract, are all 1 costers, as well as Propeller, Hush, which is great. But I hadn't looked at that deck since new cards had come out. And obviously here it's in Arrisanna, which is even better because we got Pikachu, which is a 1 coster which you can install clicklessly. You can now put out your hushes clicklessly. But then look at this deck, okay? One cost install, one cost install, one cost install, one cost, 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 Shibboleth, really great include, one costers, one cost, one costers. And this is the only thing you can install. Self-modifying code is the only card in this entire deck that installs and doesn't cost one. But the beauty of how they put this together is incredible. They haven't even got a killer in here because there's no one cost killers. I think maybe that's potentially wrong, and they do say that the sort of breaker suite is a little bit it doesn't really last into the end game, and you could just probably add an Eka in here, and that's really good with Arrisanna anyway. Also, interestingly, no Slap Vandal, which would be a one coster, but I guess that probably don't have the influence because there's no there's no one cost console, so they don't not running a console or any extra MU. So that might well be why. And they're just trying to kind of win off one or two really big runs using Mayflies and the clickless ability of Arrisanna mainly to install Mayflies, Pique Chance, maybe a Hush on the way in. Pretty cool. Really like this deck. It just looks, and like you've got the kind of Airblade Bankar combo as well. So Zombie saying that in Danish Nationals he won all 5 games with Murder from his court deck, which was this one, right? The Crazy Murder Man deck, which I did see the other day, and this looked pretty fun. It looks very similar, and interesting. This very similar to a deck which I think I played on stream. I will assume that I must have played on stream. I wasn't playing out of the outfit though. I was playing out of BTL, but doing this very similar thing with armed intimidation mainly. I was playing more orbitals. But yeah, if you install and double advance an armed intimidation, especially if it's on top of a Malapert data bolt, then you do a seamless. You would still probably need to do a seamless here. Yeah, so I used to do this with Boom, which is why I 100% needed seamless because I needed 2 clicks left. I guess here maybe not. Maybe not so much in this version, but you can basically seamless launch an armed intimidation on top of a Malapert data vault. And armed intimidation says they must either take the runner must either take 2 tags or 5 meat damage, and they have to do that before you fire the Malapert data vault. AI. If you've played this deck a lot, you don't want orbital if you have AI. What's AI? What is AI? AL? Is it AL or AI? What am I missing there? AL is armed intimidation. You don't want orbital. Well, okay, so orbital isn't as good as armed intimidation. I was on 3 armed intimidation zombie, and I was also on 3 orbitals because I wanted to always be threatening something. But orbitals aren't as good as the armed intimidation, fairly obviously, but there were still lines where you could go armed intimidation into end of the line and a neurospike and finish them off. Quite expensive, and you need to have at least 1 piece in hand. But yeah, I'd say the Azifs are like pretty great here as well, just for potentially finishing people off if they don't draw up. If they take 5 meat damage off an armed intimidation and you can't kill them for some reason, maybe you hit a steel skin or something along those lines, maybe you just install an Azif protocol next turn, and then what are they going to do? Draw up? Probably. Otherwise, they might just lose. But yeah, this looks pretty mean. I like it quite a lot. I might have to have a little look at this. Battlement is really interesting. I wonder if this is specifically to be better against Bankar. Maybe. I guess it's kind of better against Botulus. I was looking at this ice recently, but you win turn 5 or lose pretty fast. Yeah. Also, I guess pivot, you can't quite use pivot because it's too click intensive. But that would be the other thing to find your art, because you ideally want to find an armed intimidation like once when you've got uh a pretty good scoring window. I guess like triple advanced Pharos is a pretty good scoring window. Uh, Viv Leonard says, would this deck consider slash and burn? Uh, I would 100% consider slash and burn in here, and especially if I was playing BTL instead of the outfit, which is what I was in. Um, and I mean, the outfit is just good money, but I kind of wonder. I mean, you're playing hostile takeovers anyway, so that gets you extra money as the outfit, but not much more than BTL does. Yeah, I've just noticed that there are 0 spin doctors, which is a little bit terrifying if they trash your kill pieces. I'm going to see if I can find my version of this, because I want to see how different it is. So lots and lots of ob, and then Sophie's Choice. Oh yeah, I didn't play this on stream, but I did a whole actual video. I did an actual video on this. So I was on Armed Intimidations, Orbital Superiorities, Global Food, which you can't play anymore, um, but does technically free up some influence. And then I was playing Standoffs. I remember this now. So I was originally on um, Hostile Takeover, and actually I didn't want to end up giving them any bad pub. If you read the write up, Calais explains that there's no time for durdling, just kill fast. Yeah, so I think that's what I realised with this deck as well, which is why I ended up being on Armed Intimidation and Orbital Superiority, because what I wanted to do was always just jam something in the remote, advance it twice, and then next turn that might be the kill. And if they go in and they steal something, then you do it again next turn. You can't kind of like this deck didn't durdle. This deck wasn't advancing ice with BTL ever. I don't think I even had advanced ice. Mouseless, I guess. But it just used the BTL um, credits so that you could install double advance every single turn without ever losing any money. Um, like very occasionally you'd install single advance an NGO or install double advance an NGO just to pull them through the server. Um, and maybe make them spend a little bit. But yeah, kind of similar idea. But I was on just the one Neurospike, but did have Spin Doctor because really you should probably only need one Neurospike. Um, I guess there may be setting up for like multiple things. You can Neurospike off an Azif actually. So like playing multiples, like that's pretty good with Azif. You can technically do 6 damage in a turn. So outside of Steel Skin, that's probably enough as well. This is nice. I might we could just turn these into Azifs. I'd maybe try like that. The nice thing about BTL is it's also 44 cards, so you find your armed intimidations faster. You'd have to replace these mouseless, but Steel Skin is bad, so he actually needed all 3. As in needed the 3 Steel Skins. Or he needed the 3 Neurospikes. I see. Yeah, or you might just be able to do damage one turn, hit a Steel Skin, and then set up for another kill. Um, oh, he actually played all 3 like in one turn. That's nuts. If so, um, that's pretty insane. But yeah, this looks like a ton of fun. It can play Former Carry unironically because this does potential net damage, which means it's actually a worthwhile ice. Yeah, I like the look of this. Um, very fun. Okay. So today, what I thought is we might play a version of this, which I put together, which needs a little bit of tweaking because I suddenly realised that there's 0 hippos in it. Um, so did play some Lamb last week, I guess. But it's now officially legal, like we can play it without having to be a casual game. So I uh, was considering something along this line with the idea that we can get through pretty much any ice by painting it with Lamb, breaking it with Quetzal, and then poison vialing through the rest of it. So we can get through Anansi's for 2 credits and a poison vial. We can get through, you know, triple advanced Pharos. We break for. We don't even need to paint it, so that we get through for 1 poison vial. Bran we get through for 1 poison vial. Um, Envelopment we get through for like 2 poison vial tokens. Like essentially a lot of the ice which is potentially problematic in the format right now, Quetzal plus poison vial is like pretty good against, and then the rest of it we deal with Lamb. So this was my starting point. I just put Lamb, poison vials in a deck, and started from there. And then just wanted to make the rest of the deck work around that. So we're also playing Numb because Numb plus Poison Vial is very, very good. This is another way to break a Nancy for 2 credits and a Poison Vial. That's pretty sick. We're playing Buzzsaw because I genuinely couldn't think of something better. Um, like maybe ideally this would play something like Hyperbaric, but actually pretty much all of the high strength stuff we can deal with Lamb, and all the small stuff we can deal with Buzzsaw. We've also got Botulus, again, really good with Poison Vial, and a couple of Fermenters because money. And then I wanted to find stuff quickly, but didn't have enough slots for my favorite card, Gachapon, because we don't have many virtual resources, just 2 copies of the twinning, and some of the things that we want to find. Oh, and paladins, I guess. And some of the stuff that we want to find quickly is hardware. So we're playing the price, which actually has proven to be pretty good. And then because I was playing the price, I wanted to play Strike Fund, obviously Steelskin, but I was also like, I'm gonna play Strike Fund because I get value off the price. And then I thought about Man in the Moon's deck from on what was he playing in Intercontinentals, and I was like, oh well, I should be on Patchwork, and this has actually proven to be like pretty great money in terms of that. My win con here, we got 2 copies of Finality. I can get a third one back with DJ Ephemeris, which I've actually quite enjoyed having Finalities here. Like it's a pretty good card with Lamb, where you can like be pretty sure that you're definitely getting in through an amount of ice, short of border controls, and a couple of copies of the Twinning. I'm slightly concerned about because I have realised that I've only got 2 copies of Paladin, but it's probably fine. Um, I did see the Persephone banner deck with Egret. Um, I have I spent a few weeks playing nothing but Persephone decks when banner came out. I don't know if I did any on stream because they were fun, but I was like, they're a bit nonsense. But good fun, definitely good fun. I think I can cut 1 liberated account. And one other card. Do I cut 1 Dirty Laundry? Do I just play 46 cards? Could just play 46 cards. I've got Nuka for draw, which is good. Steelskin. Not much else draw. I have been clicking to draw a lot with this deck. price finds us stuff, but um, still no Hippoon. No, that's what's going in now. That's why I need to cut cards. Um, I think I only want to play 2, but I'm still +1. So I maybe cut down to 1 twinning. Just for the games where I want it. I do want it early. I also like having 2 of everything in a deck where my end game probably involves DJ Steve. But none of these seem like the right cuts outside of cutting a single finality. Egret is 2 influence. It is. Are you thinking for here? I don't think I'd play Egret in this deck because I like to play Egret in decks which have like simul chips or ways to sneak them out. Um, um, maybe I'll just play 46 and see if we have to draw. Persephone Laamb. Yeah, Persephone Laamb. But that, oh no, because if you're doing Persephone and Laamb, and then you're also doing Egret, and then you're also on Banner, that's a lot of MU, right? Because you need to no, because you just play the Egret. The Egret's better than Laamb in a Persephone deck because you also need to change stuff into. Um, it also needs to be a sentry. It's not eternal. Standard legal. Why? Oh, I thought Laamb had been updated. Boo. Yeah, it looks like oh, it looks like I'm gonna have to leave it as casual because JNet might not quite be updated yet, which is a bit of a shame. I should put the streaming link up. Can't remember what my thing is, so I actually have to pull it up from somewhere else. Hopefully you can't see this page. I don't think you can. YouTube bar ram woo. Like I actually do know what it is. I'm just being silly, really. Streaming. Copy. Is it rude if I cue you? No, not at all. Go ahead. Ready? I'll hit this. As long as you don't watch the stream while you're playing. I will make this casual because I have to. Right, jump in. Got to be quick now. I assume that is maybe cool. Evening, Phil. How you doing? This one here, and let's do that. That should be on the right, like thingy bob now. Go away. Okay, we can zoom in a little here, I reckon. Hmm. This feels pretty good as a start. We're playing against a Teia, who might be quite fast. I'm gonna keep this. Good luck. Have fun. Still exciting to see a Teia. Can't spell it. Okay. That seems like a lot of click compression for one turn. Do I go and check this server 2? It's probably a spin doctor, right? Do I just check server 1? Do I try and find... I don't want to lose my Fenris is the only thing. Let's do this. Let's price into a Laamb. Oh, yes, we'll draw 2 cards. Thank you very much. Oh, we actually did price into a Laamb. Oh, it's so good. Um, we're gonna lose a patchwork here, but like I'm not gonna miss out on that. Do we run this now? We've got 7 credits, which is exactly enough to break any ice in the format. Let's go here. Okay. That can go. So do I go and check this because it's probably another Rashida? I think I can. It's also might just be a spin doctor. It's my virus. That's fine. We'll get rid of that now. Okay. Feel like that was actually a like soccer level skill hitting the price. We're gonna do this. We're gonna put down this hippo. I'm gonna run it again. It didn't res first time. We like snare. Ooh. Oh, probably have to trash that. I probably no. I probably do have to trash that because I. Oh my gosh, it's the second one. I can't trash that one. Well, now I feel bad about trashing the first one because yeah. So I'm assuming that my opponent here is on the kind of like fast advanced deck where they're gonna try and score out a TP something. Oh, I'm poor very quickly. I've become poor. Ooh, do I want to put this down or the paladin? Let's draw one. That's actually quite tricky. I think it's better to put the paladin down now or the casts first. That's a genuinely tricky question. I'm gonna put down the casts. Um, yeah, they're gonna try and score a one that allows you to install an ice. Zombie. I've been experimenting with front door, hostile architecture, and nasty ice in PE. HA could also be Angelique. Yeah, that sounds disgusting, but weirdly similar to a deck which I suggested to the person that's playing startup in my team for Crown of Surfers. I might just. I don't know if I want to show anyone that deck because it looks a bit grim. Um, okay, so we can't afford to put this down yet, so we'll just do that. That's okay. They're still poor. Hey, lazy. Um, good to see you. I think you like joined right at the end of our stream last week. I seem to remember you like yeah bouncing in there. Uh, yeah, replication perfection in startup does seem a little bit mean, especially when PE kind of condenses your clicks anyway. Um, I what I you don't have to tell me, but what ice were you playing? Because I think I settled on just playing 3 copies of Phonotria and nothing else, and basically putting a Phonotria on R&D and HQ, and just kind of letting the front companies do the rest of the work. And what is going on here? Do we just finality here? We might do. Might just finality. If I hit the buzzsaw, do I care? No, not yet. If I hit the strike fund, that's great. If I hit the twinning, that's upsetting. If I hit the Fenris, that's really bad. So do we just put down the Fenris first? Nice. Do I put down the Fenris first just in case? Because I really don't want to lose my Fenris to the 1 in 5. Nah, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, Biovolt. Might have to trash that. If I trash that, I haven't got enough money to trash spin doctors, which is problematic. Uh, yeah, zombie. That's exactly what my Vovo. Oh, I think I might actually have to trash that even more. Like that could get a ridiculous value. Sick, teeny, fine. We've just lost a code gate breaker, but it's not a problem. Yeah. So basically, that's fine. That's fine. Tempted to just. I mean, I kind of want these in hand for when I draw a patchwork, but I have already lost one. I think we just play this. Um, so I sent them out into the wild to test the startup deck with probably a similar kind of version to you, and yeah, they were just like everyone is on free airblades. So yeah, what do we think they are up to in server free? I haven't got a clue, but I reckon there's at least a biovolt. Um, there might be an agenda in there. Oh, that's interesting. Maybe they're just using this server to build their to build this monstrosity. Kind of going to need to get this twinning down because I think central pressure is going to be the win. B1001, maybe. I don't. Hmm, could be. Oh, they want to res one of the movie guys. Want to res a Vovo or Sice? Yeah, go ahead. Maybe if I do this. Um, okay. So basically, this is probably never going to happen. So I think we just look to dig into R&D a little bit. We'll put down one of these, not spending money from the paladin, very importantly. We'll put down one of I can't use this to install the DJ Fenris, which is really disappointing. We'll do that, and then we'll run R&D. We can see an extra card here. We see an Atini, a Fimbulrig. Maybe we already knew about that Atini. I thought they'd drawn enough by now, but maybe I was wrong. Okay, so are they scoring out 4-2? Can't remember what it's called. It's not called the Future Perfect, but that's what I want to say it's called. Okay, they just take some money. That's fine. So we know Fimbulrig. No, they drew the Fimbulrig. Okay, so we could see two fresh cards. That's great. Oops. Oh well, this is fine because now we can install this using this, and then we can do a dirty laundry run using these credits, trashing this, gaining money, running R&D, seeing two cards, not hitting a snare last turn, trashing a Rashida, seeing an anemone, hopping back up for money. Uh, yeah, they might have a Vovo. I feel like if they had a Vovo, then it would probably be in this server by now. I do want to try out a Teia. Oh, wait, wasn't this a Lacosta? Oh, so that's what they overinstalled. Wow, look at this engine. That's I love it. Um, I was playing around with like double trank grid uh, in A Teia because it just felt like a bit broken, but unfortunately it wasn't unfair enough to be good. Do we go and deal with this? Do we start? Am I gonna like die to a cheeky neurospike or something? Um, I might have to check HQ. I don't die to an enemy. I might die to an enemy into Fuji specifically. I won't patchwork here because I'm gonna try and get a steel skin back. Let's try and force a bit of money. Oh, Yasengrin's gonna come in hot for a challenge. I did say I wasn't gonna try and make. I was gonna try and not make this. Ooh, do we? I think we might hippo over Tato Bow. It's worth it, right? Stops them getting money, and then we've got empty HQ. I think that's happening unless this ends up being an NGO front. Um, we're gonna get two steel skins back because we want the draw. We see a thimble rig. Actually, quite annoying considering we've lost our buzzsaw. We can install this, trashing the steel skin, drawing two cards. Oh, do we finality here? Oh, because we. Oh, that's a shame. So because we did that, we didn't get our twinning charge. Whoops. So I think just draw is fine. I might need another companion in here to charge for twinning. Eating the tattoo seems like a good move. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, Centraling, you got there. You got there. Anyone else starting to worry that this is like a clearinghouse or something ridiculous like that? Yeah, Axu. We don't know, but they installed it all for free. I kind of feel like I should have put pinholes in this deck to find out what this is. There's just that tiny little bit of me which thinks I'm about to die to a clearinghouse, which actually makes playing this finality really, really scary. Um, I think I can draw, install finality, see a ton of cards. Will I die immediately to an enemy? Yeah, running it is probably decent. I can't break a lot of things right now. I would like to have a numb out because we've seen slow cooked bacterial. Could be. I don't die next turn if it does happen to be a clearinghouse. Okay, that's really good. But now, interestingly, I don't want to patchwork this turn because I don't want to end up on free cards. So we'll just install this to get ourselves a twin encounter and then just play a gamble. And then next turn is a tiny bit awkward. I do feel like finalitying, but will I die? Like, I can't. So if this is an enemy, I'll have 2 cards in hand. I won't die to an enemy, but I potentially do die to Fuji. This feels like a deck that's on Fuji, right? I mean, I told you. Okay, well, I don't have to worry about finality anymore, so that's fine. It's not an option. It's gone away. Now I've just got to be careful not to die to an enemy into my virus. I think I probably want to run this. So I want like one more card. Could have border control. Yeah, Augustus, this is quite the board state, hey? I kind of might have let them get away with it a little bit. I thought I was just going to win off centrals, but I was I was I guess I possibly would have died to the Fuji if I had finality last turn. I probably should have clicked this first. Oh, are we gonna hippo another tattoo bone? This doesn't feel like the ice I should be hippoing, but I think it is the ice that I need to hippo. Ba Purely based on their money. Or do I now just run HQ? Um. Oh, that's I wrote that in the wrong box. That's hilarious. Thinking. So I could bounce. Feel like one of these is my virus somewhere. So maybe I bounce, hit the fermenter button, run HQ, see where we go from there. Because also, if there's no ice in HQ, then I can run through here. I won't have a click left to do that. This is fine. I'm just running last click into a Jinteki deck. Not a problem. Okay, so this is going to cost me 4. Think I will pay for. No. Somewhat tempted to put a Botulus there. Yeah, we'll choose 2 cards from the heap. Do I have 2 steel skins in here? Don't think I do. Do I want to get the finalities back this turn? Not yet, so I'm just going to get back the strike funds. We'll see. Yeah, sure. Let's see what we got. They do have border controls. They've still got an Atini in hand. I don't think they're resonate anytime soon. There's a 3-minute delay on the chat. I had this before. I need to like someone who's better at streaming than me. Tell me what I can do about the massive delay that I get on chat. Is it just like an actual delay with the stream? I don't think so because like I'm about 10 seconds behind, I think, whenever I check. Yeah, I'll work now. Right, are we running this yet? I don't know if we are. I think I might just go and get a finality and see if I can win off R&D. Multi-stream, yeah, could be. Could be. It might be the Twitch police coming to get me. So I could go Botulus here, which is wild, but I think it is correct. Botulus here, run, get back 2 finalities. Finality, still die to Fuji into. So maybe I run R&D first. It priorities latency versus stream quality. Ah, okay. Okay, 1 minute is maybe doable. Not much, Augustus, to be fair, but I also am aware that we also can't break that much of it. I'd like to have a num, is what I'd like to have. I lost a buzzsaw early, but that wouldn't really help me against the teenies. Haven't found a num yet, which is problematic. So I'm going to put this here using these credits. I think then I'm going to run R&D, and if it's an anemone, then I'm going to jack out. It's the thimble rig. Okay, well, we'll Quetzal through this. Didn't mean to trash that. Whoops. No. Do we see two? We probably see two here. Okay, no thimble movement. Yeah, thimble rig felt a lot better um, when Black Orchestra was around. But I think in a deck like this, where you're putting all this ice out for free, thimble rig is still worthwhile. Let's see an Anansi and a Biovolt, which we will trash. We can make a run on HQ. Oh yeah, yeah. If they've got like, so if they put this, oh crap, maybe I should have trashed it. Because if they put this Trimble rig here, then unless we have a buzzsaw, no, they'd need to put it here, so we can't hippo it. Yeah, then if unless we've got a buzzsaw, then we're actually like kind of doomed. Let's run HQ and get some drawback in the deck. Kind of tempted to not give him the credit and do, but I think the net damage is maybe more important here. Let's see what they want to give us out of Nuka and Steelskin, because I don't have two Steelskins. So the thimble rig in the stack, yeah, there is a second buzzsaw, but if we don't find it, then we're in like a lot of trouble because this server is pretty impossible for us to deal with. They gave us a steel skin. How nice. We could install. Kind of don't want to. I guess like it's a free draw. It's draw. I kind of prefer to draw next turn. Maybe we go and trash this server now. No, I don't really have the money for it. Okay. I'm going to put this down, even though this is probably incorrect. Okay, just don't score a Fuji here, and we're like, okay, if they score a Fuji here, then we're in trouble. Oh, okay. We've got like biovolts cooking now. Keeping the Adrian size there. I feel like, well, we could run this now. I think we put down the buzzsaw and we run it. Um, we do possibly die to we do possibly die to an enemy exactly into. Hmm. I don't care. Well, I do care, but I'm still gonna trash my cards. Because I'm playing Anarch. Somewhere here they resin an enemy, and then I have to jack out, unfortunately. Oh, Tell me it's defense. I was zombie. I was genuinely looking at defense construct for an eternal deck the other day. Not even lying. Not even lying. Might just jack out here. Tricky with these tattoo bowlers. Like, but it's probably got an NGO front here, right? One of these is an NGO front. So do I just give them the money anyway? Um, and if I break this, do I break it with Quetzal, or do I keep Quetzal for? Um, do I keep Quetzal for other stuff? Thinking, because I kind of want Quetzal in case I run into like an Atini, for example. So I think I break this with Laamb if I'm going to break it at all. Doesn't feel the best. Yeah, let's keep going. Um, yeah, it's only net 2, but I liked the idea of them being on only 5 credits. Feels like very poor. But I kind of feel like they're probably not. I think this is an NGO front. Yeah. Yeah, that's the problem. Oh yeah, did they actually get an install off it? I don't think they did. Well, here we have to pay 2, and then we can break, and then we have to jack out. And then we have to draw 2 in case one of these is a Fuji. We might lose our num when that happens. I guess we could have drawn 1 and run HQ once. That would have been better. Unless... No, we could... unless we hit exactly a Fuji on HQ run. They have Mindscaping, which I will assume is just for the money. They might be on snares, which could be a bit. I would die to snare. Do we think they're on snare? They might well be on snare. I probably should have taken down this Trent grid. I think this Trent grid should have gone a while ago. Sice is now here because this server is like unpassable. Right. Do we get rid of this HQ tithe so that we can get some Steve triggers? I might just try and win off the old finality plus twinning. If I run HQ, get a finality, I draw, and then a finality. I think I don't die unless they are also on snare. Oh, but they're on Biovolt. So finality's quite bad. Do I need to go and like check if this is a second agenda? Are they gonna like slow roll out? Are they gonna score? This could be game. I don't think it is. Yeah, blowing up this Tattoo Bowler is actually like decent because like they can't pay into this side game a lot. Yeah, I think that feels good. I think this is a better thing to blow up than this tithe, that's for sure. We've got a botulus on it, we don't have to pee. Right, how does Sice work? Who's played this card yet? Players secretly bid. Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting. So they really want to protect this. I just bid 0, right? If the bids differ other than this, and then I trash it, and then I go back. So I'll bid 0. They bid 1. I pay 2 to trash. And then I'll run back. What's this? Second size. So what's this? This must be an agenda for them to be doing this. They're gonna pay 1. Oh, they nailed me. Ah, so if this is a biovolt, then I think I'm fine. Wow, spicy. I kind of really want to get rid of this. It's a lot of their money, but it's also like all of my money. It's painful. That was painful. I don't die to Fuji. I die to Fuji into Neurospike, but I haven't seen any Neurospikes, and I've seen a fair amount of stuff. So next turn now. Oh, hello, David. How you doing? Just discovered me, and now see me live. Very good. Yeah. What you could do, and I forget to ask people this, so this is about the second time I've ever asked everyone on this stream if you wanted to. You can hit the like and subscribe button. Whoa! I always forget to say, but it does actually like massively help. I just nearly died to a Fuji, but I had 2 cards. Yeah, hit the little bell symbol. I normally go live on a Monday, occasionally some other times as well. Ah, and hey, Halodri. Uh, I just got a ping that you subscribed. It works. Thanks, David. Okay, so this could be the game. We have 1 credit, which is technically enough. We need 2 cards in hand to be able to patchwork a finality. So I can run HQ. Run HQ, that gets me a finality. I draw 1 card, and then I finality R&D. And if it's a Fuji, I win before I die. Which I think is the best thing. And if I draw into Steel Skin, I still have 1 in deck, I think. Then even better. So let's go. Oh, okay. So they might work this one out. The Thimble Rig, if they move it onto R&D, then I actually don't think I've got enough credits. But I'll deal with that if the time comes. Do we spend this twin encounter on HQ? Kind of don't think we do. As much as you're probably right, it does scream a bit that they are flooded. I think they are not flooded anymore. So we're going to do this. We'll choose 2 cards in the heap. We're going to get finality. We won't see any additional cards. We see an Anansi. So we draw 1 card. I mean, this is. Oh no, no, no! We need to draw another card because we need to be able to patchwork and take a. Okay, so we need to draw another card. We'll do this, hitting this. If we don't lose here, then if we don't win here, then we do lose. Because we've just lost our last num. So outside of yeah, Axu, I got it. I got it. I nailed it. Don't worry. Professional. Oh, what? What? Oh, okay. Wait. There's some shenanigans going on. Oh no! We're gonna die to the virus. We're about to die to a virus type, right? Yeah. Cool. Very cool. Very cool. Not at all. Agenda in there. I think I really let them build up way too. I should have been checking out. Well, that's a fun way to die. Yeah, zombie got it. Um, but there we go. What we could have done. No, we couldn't have. Um, we could have just not. Uh, oh, sure. Yeah, trashing the Trank Grid was probably wrong because I needed to patchwork that turn because of that. Otherwise, I could have installed the num, for instance. I could have used Laamb and Quetzal, but yeah. Stream wants to know the top of R and D. Yeah, I think if you're gonna die to a tithe, then you've definitely got to do it on stream so that it's here. Would have been a bacterial for the win. Well, at least we had the winning line. It turned out to also be the losing line, but it was technically the winning line. Nice. Couldn't use Paladin Mark because I was playing an event. Okay, I think I think I'm being challenged here. So essentially, this week uh in the Eternal League, and hopefully, please stick around. Please stick around. I know sometimes like I've been doing a bit of Eternal recently, and I do see people like disappear, but stick around because this will actually be really fun. Yasengrin, do you want to play now? We can play now. It's me versus Jeff. Yasengrin. I have no idea what I should play. Um, but yeah, maybe say yes and then don't look at what I select. Oh, Axu's throwing big like a massive amount uh of pressure onto this one. Watch out for the kit decks. Whoa. What kit decks have you been seeing on in Eternal kit or just anything else? Could play Woo. Um, we could play Woo. Woo is interesting. This is like my Woo deck. It's currently at 99 cards. It's World Tree Woo. We can play up to like 3 World Trees, and it has like every tech card in the under the sun. Some of these can take out because I found out that they're not as good as I originally anticipated, so that can go, for instance. Although it's still like it maybe has a place. Um, could play World Tree Woo. It can be a bit. Okay, we're up. We're up. Let's play Runner first. I think. Is he playing IG Grinder? Yeah, who knows? No, he'll be on Ob, right? So do we have? I think I might play this. Let me see what my most recent Arrisanna list looks like. Am I on a current? Let's play this. Go on. It'll be fun. Um, it'll at least be a bit faster. If he is on, yeah, I would imagine Jeff's on either Ob or CI. Yes. We have 3 copies of Hyperdriver and 3 copies of Slap Vandal. I don't need Clot. I don't think I need Clot. I think I'll be fast enough to not need Clot. We're keeping this 100%. I've got Slap Vandal, which I think will break all of his ice because I'm going to assume he's on Mother Goddess. Um, Predictive. He could be on something spicy for tags, which would be interesting. Like, mm, YDL? Fine. Do I get rid of his Spin Doctor? I don't know if I do. I think I just kind of set up. Oh, I might get rid of a Spin Doctor actually because I'll do it next turn when I can indexing. So let's do this. We'll put down this. I think we'll draw a ton of cards. We could account Siphon here. Uh, do I want to do it next turn when it's a bit more of a surprise? Maybe. Nah, let's just do it now. See if I instantly die to some like something grim. What can I chuck out here? I like most of these cards. I think the Parasite is probably the worst card in my hand. I actually definitely want the notorieties. Um, okay, YDL, very, very good leveler. So now I'm going to. We could set up more, but I think I'm going to try and get rid of this and then indexing. I need to click on this now, I think. Take clicks. We'll run server 1. Chance that this is another Spin Doctor, but we're gonna make him have it. If so, it's on another. Okay, well, if so, it's this. Ironically, I'm going to put these back in almost exactly the same order. I think I want him to have the YDL last. Spin Doctor. Um, will try and steal this efficiency committee. Sick. No Spin Doctor. Do we land a Noto this turn? Likely that he is on rewiring, yeah. I can still draw and then still land a Noto if I want to. Okay, so like maybe that's next turn. That would have been good for this turn, but that's fine. So I want to draw 1 so I can throw this out. Let's put this down. Put this in the bin. Next turn, maybe we deep dive just so that he doesn't draw. Oh, if he draws up, that's perfect. Because he's drawing through our lock. So we might even indexing. Okay. 7 point turn enjoyer over rewiring. So we don't have clock, but that's fine. We can probably do this. I want to find out what this is first. So no, we'll just indexing here. Yeah, that's absolutely fine because we have this little fella. The best thing about this is that Jeff will be loving this because he's a massive Arrisanna fan. What have we got? Vacheron. I don't think I have any way of dealing with like making that better. Right, I don't want him to have violet level. I also don't want him to have predictive. He can draw the shipment now. I don't care too much about the Mother Goddess. So the last thing I want is for him to get the violet. That's the best card here for him, I think. He can have the Mother Goddess soon, but I'm gonna go back and get that Vacheron. Will hit that. Hit that. I can probably throw out the SMC here. I think I have everything I need in hand. Tempted actually. I don't know if I need the Astrolabe. Thinking on discard. SMC. What's it actually going to get me in here? So it will get me a hyperdriver, which I won't really have the influence for. So I'm just going to get rid of it. Yeah, I guess like threatening clock threat is like a fun enough reason. So I know the top four cards of his hand, which is Shipment from Kikuya, which is part of a combo, whatever he's doing with that. Mother Goddess, which I can break with Slapped Vandal, and he has to pay for. Um, yeah, it could be any combo. He's drawn, drawn, so that's perfect. He's now going to probably play the predictive that I think he's just drawn. It means he hasn't drawn the violet level clearance yet. And this means that there's fresh cards on the top, which means that I am going to deep dive him next turn. YDL for 14. So I think we do Out of the Ashes here because I also just need to win pretty fast. I'll do R&D run last. Oh, I can get an extra click as well. No, that would be too mean. So I can also get this extra click here. So I've got enough clicks to Noto and get both the deep dive clicks. So let's go HQ. Scarcity, don't care. So that's fine. We'll run. I guess we do run R&D next because then we can trash the violet level clearance. But we should potentially do that last click just to save us a credit. So because we don't need to run again. So we'll go archives. Oh, nothing in here. Yes, I'll check R and D. This can just fire, right? I do not need to run again. Yes, we'll gain a click. I guess I should have. No, I should have broken it. Because if I steal an agenda here, I can go back, get another click. Actually, do you mind if I break? So, also, I think we know the top of the deck, and if it is trashable, then we should trash it. And then we can go back, and this doesn't actually cost us a click to do so. Because we are Arrisanna. So yes, we'll gain a click. We see a YDL. Fine. We'll deep dive. We can steal 6 points and then Noto. Right? Do I have enough clicks to do that? I think so. Efficiency committee. Steal. Yes. Luminal. Steal. Notoriety. GG. Decent. Yeah. I know that you enjoyed every minute of that. Yeah, zombie. I remember that when you when I asked you if you minded, and you said nope, and I took it to be like, no, you can't do that. um, yeah, Arizona in Eternal is turns out to be super fun. Trying to figure, I was trying to figure out if I really got CI7 with just. Want to set up the other side. So Axu, I win Yasengrin's channel, right? If I win this one. Okay, so I think the corp deck which I'm gonna play is this because Jeff loves a bit of ob as well. So ooh, okay. We have Whizzard. Could be an issue. Um, fun. Uh, hmm. Do we keep this against Wizard? This doesn't. It might be okay. We might just be able to go like Jeeves, Rococo, or Guide. No, it doesn't seem great, does it? I think I need to mulligan this. So this is Ob. Catch you later, Howder. I'm really sorry. I'm very bad at pronouncing names on the fly. Um, but I'm sure I will see you for another stream, or I hope so. This feels much better. Unless we get rumor milled turn one. I might even pop the Estelle on their turn just in case. So let's go here. We'll res this. We'll go here. And we'll go. I think here. Maybe popping this for a two coster. Possibly a Jeeves. Uh, yeah, res pop. Um, or we could just get like a Marilyn just to make sure that we've got some money. Not that they're not going to trash it, but I think probably the Jeeves. Alternatively, tour guide. Mm, no, let's get Jeeves. Action start of your turn. Rumor mill. Respect. What are we going to install here? Probably a Mark Yale or just a wall to wall. Wall to wall might be good enough. Okay. I don't think I have wage workers. How do you get counters on a Rococo? We have 3 copies of dedication ceremony, and we also have Azef protocols, which turns out to be really quite good. When I was playing against, okay, that's more of an issue. So we might just have to score out. I think I just gain 1 here. Um, is there a possible Jeeves trigger here? And is there a way for me to get a spin doctor? If so, I don't think there quite is, annoyingly. Maybe if I install and resin Estelle Moon. Yeah, so install, 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 slash and burn, or Audacity if Hacktivist loses. Hmm, tricky. Hmm, thinking. Yeah, Estelle with Ob is like really busted broken. So the like the better, wow, it's a much riskier play here, but it is install 3 things. Um, which would be Estelle, Team Spo, and Hostile. I'd have to res one of these, and then no, no clearinghouse. This is just pure fast advance. Right, we're gonna risk it. Let's res this, and then if I lose, that's fine. That's absolutely perfect. Then I go install, install, zoom out a little. Um, slash and burn this. Score. Oh wait. Sorry. Um, meant to res first. I guess it's too late, really. All good. So now I have to trash this now. Yes, to get a Mark Yale in a new remote. Um, action starts of your turn. It's fine. We'll leave that as a surprise. Uh, trash that. Yes. Get a Jackson Howard. New remote. Done. Medium could be an issue. I have an ice in hand, which is good. They have lost a Faust. I don't think I want to do anything here. I am massively missing on chat. Sorry, because I'm really having to think about this one. So apologies. Running archives makes sense, so we'll pop this. We'll get back slash and burn. Oh, we trashed an Estelle. Feel like we probably have to get back a Cyberdex here to stop medium being a big problem. So I think it's Estelle Cyberdex. Oh, although not leaving the Cyberdex in the bin was a mistake there, right? And then they purged their own counter. That would have been way more sensible. Uh, we'll worry about that another time. We'll just draw here. We have so much money. Look at this. This is ridiculous. Um, so we can go install. Definitely want to get this down. Install. Don't really want to score this one. That's a shame. Install. Put this here. Do I care about Hacktivist on this board state? I'm gonna res this and this because I don't think they can trash them both. Phil, you have to name your second born either Estelle or simply Moons. Both would be perfectly acceptable. All right, what we got? We got a price. They're on crowdfunding, unsurprising. MK Ultra in the bin. They've got deja vus. They're going to get rid of the Jeeves, which makes sense. It's actually not. They're gonna think that this is a big part of like combo here. It's actually not. Probably gonna steal a hostile. Yeah, that's fine. We don't actually need to score that. We get a Rashida, which feels good. We will. I think we draw here, right? We don't really need money. We're definitely trash that. We're not gonna shuffle. Okay. What do we want to protect? This Mavira seems great. We can put out 3 things. I think we probably protect the reconstruction. We can put that out, we can put that out, and we'll go this on server 14. Do we want to res anything here? No. Do I have Elizabeth Mills? No, I don't. Elizabeth Mills, I did have a little look at, but I wasn't sure about. I also like the fact that she clears. Jeeves doesn't see itself. It's not as good as wage workers there. The best thing here is that Jeff's going to think that Jeeves is a big part of our combo. It's really not, but he's going to waste a lot of time like trashing them. I don't think we do anything with this Jackson because I think we. No, I'm going to just let him trash it. Unfortunately, we had to score a hostile takeover, which, giving him bad pub is not great. Like bad pub plus wizard, he can clear our board if he wants to, and he probably will. And then our tour guides don't do much. Check an HQ. I actually don't want him to hit this Cyberdex yet. Okay, we will draw a card. Okay, so that's good. Let's draw one. Yeah, that seems fine, right? We can just score this out. We'll put that in the new remote. We'll res this, do this, score this. Yes. Um, do we put the blacklist out? I think we might. This is like the rudest. This is the rudest option right now. Like just getting back Jackson is fine, but we can get back Jackson with Team Spo. So I'm just going to put a blacklist in server 14. That's kind of hilarious. We'll score this. Team Spo can get back. Definitely I think it's Jackson and always Moons, right? Rococo is the other very, very good option. Yeah, I guess it's Rococo and Jackson is actually better. I kind of don't need the money. I mean, Moons is like excellent, but uh, you can go out in a new remote and we'll get rid of this crowdfunding, which isn't going to come back. Not for a while, anyway. I want to make a contract killer Angelique Eternal deck just for the memes. Yeah, I mean, that seems pretty disgusting. Okay, Desperado. And now we're in trouble. Okay, they can trash this. They've got enough money. They could just about trash for Jackson. Hacktivist. So I think we res for Jackson now. Because we don't mind too much anything in our hand going. The Audacity would be a bit of a shame. Marilyn's fine. Drawing one seems decent here. Okay, can we score this as if? As if. We can. And I think we probably should. Unfortunately, they trashed for Rococo, which is a bit of a shame. What are we trashing with this? It's going to have to be the wall-to-wall, which is, again, a bit of a shame. We might install a Rashida instead of this blacklist now. And just try and draw into the win. Well, let's just put this out and see if I can work this out now. So let's score. We'll trash. I don't think we trash the Team Spo because I think we can get back whatever we trash with the Team Spo, right? Rashida seems fine. It wastes a click. Svigator will get us Jackson, which we've already got. So I think it's Rashida in a new remote. Then oh no, yeah, we can do it like this. So we Team Spo. We no, if we put out a Recoco, then we can't res it before the Azif trigger. So that's a bit of a shame. I think it could be a Moons and a Cyberdex, or it's just the two Rococos, and then I just draw. That gives me so many extra options for the win. Let's put out one Rococo and one wall to wall to get extra draw. We killed a Clan Vengeance, which is hilarious. And then we'll end our turn. Oh, sorry, Senching. Yeah, that's what you meant. Potentially installing one of these cyberdexes was far more correct. They clearly need / want to get rid of this, so we'll res a tour guide. This is meant as like clock, like to deal with Clot, but it's actually hilariously well dealing with this matchup. Okay, they can deal with our whole board here because Desperado is nutty good. Quandary. Yeah, we'll res that. We're gonna get a Rashida and a wall to wall. That's pretty nuts. Yes, please. No, thank you. And then we'll draw a card. We've got an Azief. Oh, and we win. Sick. Blacklist. Doing some work there. um, yeah. Meant stop clock. Just stops Anarch. Turn 7, bit slow, you know. I was quite pleased with that. The fact that this deck dealt with Whizzard with a Desperado down was a good sign. I mean, it is just meant to go really fast, and it does. Uh, my Parasite, yeah. I mean, I do lose my ice loses to Parasite pretty quick. That would have been a problem for a while. Yeah, not like Mark, catch you later. I'm sure you're off to bed, probably knackered at this point. Um, Misfit. Oh, yeah, a lot of installs. Um, Glad that the deck stood up to Wiz though. I wonder if Scorp is too slow to be good in Eternal. Zombie, I don't think it is. I think Scorp might be alright, and I think Anarcho Mushroom thinks that Scorp might be alright because it's none of its stuff is pointed like the Eternal points. Um, it's just a very different get. You have to have an idea of how you're playing against the Laamb max, I guess, would be like your biggest issue. But if you can deal with that, oof, uh, yeah. Thanks for the games. So Eternal's fun. You should like. I highly suggest people just jump in and play some like casual Eternal, or just throw up some games and say, "Do you want to play some fun Eternal games?" Because quite a lot of the people who play Eternal are very much up for that. Zombie, catch you later. Let's do. I've got time for like one more, so we will play one more game with the Quetzal deck, um, because I don't think we really got its new ban list. Gosh, I don't think we really saw it. Oh no, I've just selected an Eternal deck and I've done it on my Eternal stream, so I need to sort that. Also, I feel a bit better because if you were watching the stream last week, you'd have seen me play some Eternal games against Cobra Rolls, and he absolutely wiped the floor with me on every single game. So nice to win some Eternal on stream. We're playing runner. Bam. Uh-oh. I didn't select casual. Oh, I'll get there eventually. I will get there eventually. Is this actually showing? Have I broken JNet now? By like, very possibly have. Um, Also, like I realized I didn't really talk through my decks, my Eternal decks there because like we didn't really have the chance. If people are interested in me talking through those Eternal decks and my quick thought process behind those ones in particular, then I would be happy to do that. But I also am fully aware that not everyone's into playing Eternal. So if people want to ask me to do that, then I will do it after this game. And if not, I will fully understand. um, I'm worried that my game's not showing here. Is it? Oh, it's showing here. So that's all right. Um, yeah, that looks like it's probably working. I wonder if I can get it up on a separate, just while we're waiting for someone to join here. If I do a will it? I'd have to do a completely different. No, I mean I can do it, but I've realised the complexities of actually making that work on OBS is harder than I had first anticipated. Meanwhile, I'm still like curious whether I've actually made a game here or not. It looks a bit weird. Something looks something looks wrong, and I can't work out what. Um, but yeah. So if I make an incognito window and I load up my eternal um you could call it a smurf, but it's like the worst smurf name in terms of actually hiding my identity ever. There we go. So while we wait for someone to join the game, I can hopefully change this to maybe this. No, that didn't work. Can I not? Maybe I can't show incognito street. Like maybe you can't link to them via OBS because it's not here. Like that is showing nothing, which is not a good sign. Um, so that's interesting. So this my oh no, there we go. It's there. Hopefully I can get back to the other one now. Okay, so while I keep half an eye on this one, um, we'll do this. Okay, so very quickly before someone joins the other game, this is the Eternal Arrisanna deck which I just played. The idea here is that you can account Siphon and deep dive on the same turn because account Siphon is only a single click. We also have a ton of clicks. I just wanted to get off. The original idea was just like, right, I just want to score using deep dives and notorieties and like nothing else. And originally we were actually on Eta in Tau. And I kind of figured that Eta and Tau don't really work together. And what I really like in Eternal is Slap Vandal as a card because it deals with a lot of ice very, very well. And so then I was like, well, I could just play 3 Slap Vandals and then I could play Arrisanna. And if I'm playing free Slap Vandals and Arrisanna, then I can play indexing because Slap Vandal allows you to go through the same ice twice, assuming it's only got one sub. A lot of Eternal Ice only has one sub. Not all of it, but a lot of it. And that means that I could like very consistently get an indexing off turn 1 or turn 2. And I can play some Out of the Ashes, which let me get extra clicks. I can play Picachon, which gets me get extra clicks. I can play Hyperdriver, which lets me get loads of extra clicks. And then I can potentially do turns where I deep dive once or twice in a turn, or play a combination of deep dive and notoriety to sort of get all the points which I needed. We have one copy of Film Critic in here to deal with things like Overcarter, Protocol, and this is the other pointed cards. So my points are spent on Account Siphon, Hyperdriver, and Film Critic. And yeah, it's just trying to go really, really fast. You will potentially die to anything which is trying to kill you with tags, because you're not clearing these tags at any point. So you're either just trying to make them poor enough that they can't get there, or like just win. Like you can account siphon like maybe on the turn that you're going to deep dive, for instance, maybe just to get enough money to do it. So account siphon is like kind of fun card here. It's potentially not the right choice, but it has proven to be very good in most matchups that I've had it in. And if you happen to be against CI, for instance, it's incredible, as you saw. Even with, I think Jeff was on 3 copies of Your Digital Life, and even with that, it was pretty sick. We're playing 1 copy of Parasite because it's a Trojan virus, which is very good in the format. And we're playing a copy of Hush, which I think is very good in Eternal. And that's it. The rest of the deck is entirely draw, a load of draw, some bookmarks so that we can save up cards for a combo turn. If you don't know this card, you can host a load of cards on it and then pop them back into your hand at any point. So question whether this actually needs to be in here, because it normally doesn't kind of do an entire combo in one turn. It's more like a few bits. So maybe we drop to just one of these or none. But it can be useful for like flooding your cards with hands, flooding your hand with cards if you think you're about to get killed as well. There's 1 copy of Petron, which is like a kind of interesting include. It's technically draw. It also blanks. It means that we can run archives against decks which might be playing a load of shocks and breach domes without accessing archives. So we can potentially still score our notorieties and maybe win off deep dives. That's the thought process. It's why it's there, if you were wondering. Might just not be worth it, but who knows. And Nuka is more draw. And that's the whole deck. Like, it's really quite simple. If you don't land an account siphon, it can be a bit poor, but it also doesn't need much money. Like Slap Vandal is 1 to install, 1 to break. That generally gets you through most things. I wish it was on Dirty Laundries and have only just realised it's not. Maybe Dirty Laundries are better than Sure Gambles. I would consider that they very well might be. So I think if I was to adjust anything here, I would look at getting 3 Dirty Laundries in I don't know where. And that's it. The Ob deck is a bit more tricky. Let's just check that there's no one hanging around here yet. No. So the Ob deck, my idea was that I just wanted to kind of do this kind of fast advance thing because I think that slash and burn agriculture is potentially very good. And especially for like scoring very quickly. I also figured that some combination of a Zeef protocol, reconstruction contract, and dedication ceremony are all cards which work really well together. And when you use reconstruction contract, you get a ob trigger off that, which means that you can get a Jackson Howard, which means that if you have slash and burned out an Azif protocol, for instance. No, that doesn't work. What am I thinking? Anyway, I definitely had some thought process here. But everything in this deck costs like either one, two. The only things that cost three are the Cyberdex Virus Street suites, and we can use these to get Estelle Moons, which is just a busted good card, but particularly in Ob, where it also triggers Ob. So this propels us forward in the early game, potentially finding it with a CVS if we haven't got one in hand, and then we just start popping off as fast as we can with a lot of fast advance. We've got Cyberdex, which can deal with Clot, and we've got Blacklist, which is the spicier way of us dealing with Clot because they can't then pull it back out of the bin. And the rest is just like all good ob cards, really. Like Mark Yale is good in Eternal because you can pull either a Jackson Howard or a Rashida at any point, or your Blacklist if you need it, for instance. Rococo is great, as mentioned, because we can use it to fast advance, but we also get an ob trigger. Sealed Vault is there to stop you getting like siphoned to death. And the rest of it, and we can play team sponsorships, which are one costers, so we can get them off popping an Estelle Moon and then fast advance out and start getting our Estelle Moon back or get a Jackson Howard back to if we like fast advance out using the slash and burn, so we can get the slash and burn out of the bin. And that's it. Basically, no ice, one barrier, one code gate, 3 tour guides, and they all die to parasite almost immediately. But that's fine. Like we can get them back with team spawns, and that's the deck. It just tries to go really, 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 really fast. Okay, let's see. Oh, hey, 2 secs. Okay, Augustus is jumping in. I need to put this screen back to the right one, which is hopefully this one. Yeah, there we go. And then let's do this. Here. Okay. Augustus is playing Aginfusion. We have 2 hippos, which might be enough. Patchwork in hand to start with. He's promised he's not playing Keeling, so that's good. This feels like okay as a start. I like having a nuker like straight away. Paladin in hand. We can keep this. But yeah, that's those 2 Eternal decks. This looks like a good money start. That's a very good money start. Do we check that? Oh, hello. Chance of dying to something in the bin? Possible. Gonna check it anyway. Let's see if we can die turn 2 to a bacterial into... Do I die turn 2 punitive? Okay, I guess we're stealing that. We lost the cards that we didn't want to lose, so that's a shame. Could die to a punitive here. They just need to draw 1. If they're on simulation resetting the whole hand now is perfectly acceptable. Oh, safe. Okay, let's draw some cards. Num seems really good, but we're just going to get some money up first. Is the Liberated better than the daily casts? Unclear. I think I draw one more. And then we'll daily casts for now. Okay, so this is a bad deck to try and finality against for multiple reasons. So the twinning might be my only. Let's draw one more. Oh, I want to install that as well. So I think we can get rid of this twinning. Because also we haven't got a paladin right now. We'll install that so we can draw next turn. Rashida, that's fine. We've got a Numb in hand, which is great. We've got Poison Vial in hand, which is great. So we can deal with Anansi's pretty quickly. One thing that we can't deal with right now is anything else. And they have 19 credits, which is a lot of credits. We have a Numb. Numb is good. Not a Numb, a Laamb. Laamb is good. I think we can trash this Dirty Laundry. I think I want the Poison Vials more than the Dirty Laundry. Like, just Dirty Laundry in Archives, even for 5 credits, doesn't feel correct when we can click this Liberated a few more times. Okay. Okay. Probably Lacosta, but might not be. Let's. Okay, we have a really good thing to trash to Patchwork finally, so that's nice. Let's install this. We'll gain 2, yes please. I think we just install the Numb now so that no ridiculousness happens. And then next turn we might install a Hippo and challenge. We either go for remote. That's a lot of money. You're about a big deal on me. Okay, so we could just install the Hippo, run R&D. If they res, they res. If they don't res, fine. If they do res, then I can Hippo it and then maybe go back with a finality. I don't want to lose my second Hippo though. Let's draw one. I could probably trash this Numb. We'll draw another. Don't really want to show the Hippo, but I guess I just show the Hippo. I think that's fine. I'll let them know. Okay? Stuff's happening. Now, we know that they're on punitive because they very nicely told us. But the question is Augustus also on Neurospike? Because if they're also on Neurospike, then we've got to be very wary. Let's draw one to find a steel skin. We don't. We find a buzzsaw, which we might not want to install. Let's run R&D. Okay. Siphon Tan. The pretty mean piece of ice. Do we go HQ here? A little risky. I don't think we do. Let's draw one more, and then we can. Do we want to put down this buzzsaw? Let's just play some more money. I don't want to get punitive. I also don't want to get neurospiked though, so that could be the issue. It's a big old wall of ice. I think I run HQ here to see what we can find. Okay. What's the best way of dealing with this? Two and two of these. And then do we hippo it? Probably. It's like actually we'll continue. We kind of hope this isn't an anemone. They are on Eurospike. So this server becomes a bit scary at some point. We can draw once more. Ah, that's a shame. I think we throw out the Botulus here because, I mean, if they start rezzing ice, then the Botulus is better. But right now it sucks. I think the Poison Vial is actually better than the Botulus. Um, Next turn we can install something drawing with the steel skin. Probably the other hippo. Not having a way to deal with this neurospike is potentially a problem. The other thing would be to keep a steel skin in hand. But I'm going to draw into more, right? Because this is my first steel skin, and I have two more in 20 cards. So pretty likely I do. Also, nothing's happened in chat for a while, and I'm a bit worried that my chat stopped working, and I'm about to get neurospiked. Okay, well that was quick. So I just hold this in hand, right? Maybe I'll try and find another one. That's potentially good. That's potentially... I might actually potentially need to install that. Okay, cool. Chat is still working. Thank you very much for letting me know, because sometimes a bit worried that like chat's not working. Do I install the buzzsaw? Because if I lose them, it's a problem. Or do I install the hippo? I think I install the hippo. I have to throw out a card here. It is This is my only way of charging the last twinning. But I also don't have much left to install with it, so I'm gonna hope that I can win off singles, I guess. And this really needs to hit the steel skin. I have at least one. So they have 2 clicks to double neurospike me, and they can also draw the neurospikes using the bacterial. We need... Yes! Oh, and we draw another one. Okay. So that feels okay. 16 credits they have. I'm expecting some nonsense in here. I might need to put down this buzzsaw. I guess I've still got Steve's somewhere, so maybe I can just run. Let's go first click and see if we can sort this server out a little bit. Again, are we hippoing this tattoo polar? um Feels terrible to do, but might be correct. That feels awful. I think that's not. I think that's probably in against Aginfusion. That is probably wrong. That is probably wrong. Yep. Okay, so we can protect our buzzsaw, which is good. So second most carved will be topmost. So we want. Yeah, it's definitely not a bad option to hippo, but I would prefer to maybe hippo and a Nancy. I would guess. This wow cost us 5. Ouch. Is there any chance that we use Quetzal here? Yeah, we just Quetzal. We didn't Quetzal the first one, right? So we can just do end of run. Longevity. That was a great run. We'll trash that. I think I want to hold on to this steel skin, so I think I'm just going to draw, not using patchwork, and I've still got second steel skin. Excellent. Okay, they money up. We'll hold on to this steel skin, but we will get rid of this one to find this guy. Well, I'm glad that we have Laamb. Yes. Um, do I care about that first sub firing? Not enough to pay 5, I don't think. Um, Probably get 2 steel skins back. You seem so focused on your game. How's the gameplay? It's good. Sorry, yeah, it's I've had quite an intense stream today. We played one game with this Quetzal deck, which was a ton of fun, and then we played some Eternal against Jeff because I was against him in the Eternal League this week. That's fine. We can just. I probably should have gone and got rid of this, but it's a bit late now. And I think I've been fair. I think that really focused me a wee bit. Um, that Sadaka's a bit of a pain in the bum, actually. Kind of need to be able to get rid of that. Um, yeah, playing Eternal is, particularly the decks which I was playing as and against, was I don't know if stressful is the right word because it was fun. Ooh. Um, no. But yeah, that I think sort of focused me somewhat. Right, we kind of have to win off singles here. Don't think I want to let them have this Lacosta. So we get rid of that. They are not using their ability, so we can't finality, which is a shame. I think we can just let's risk it. Okay, we've got a twinning, but we don't have any way of charging it because I've only got 2 paladins in this deck, which is definitely wrong. Um, I just figured that I didn't have enough MU for Stargate, and I don't. So yeah. Oh, we just put the botulus here. What am I doing? So that's a really good use of the botulus. Okay. Well, we can probably do that this turn, right? And then we can start getting our Steve stuff. Let's take some credits. We'll run HQ. Didn't need to take those credits. Definitely not worth it. Here we'll just bounce for this one, and then we can just. I think we draw. We're like pretty rich. Next turn we'll go into HQ, get a Steve. We'll probably get Poison Vial back because I think. No, actually, there's still one in the deck. So we either get back. We could get back Nukers. We could just get back the strike funds so that we can strike fund a Sure Gamble for like a ton of money. I think that seems okay. We could get back the Paladins so that we can get some twinning charges. But then we also have to get back stuff to install. I don't have much left to install. So don't think that's right. I just want to try and get them to use their Aginfusion ability. Is this going to be a virus? Let's find out. Interesting. Okay, we'll trash. We'll go HQ. We can cancel this because we're not going to go anywhere else. So we kind of might as well. No. Feel like 2 strike funds is fine. Oh, we'll trash that one as well. Feels good. We'll play this for like a lot of money. That's ridiculous. How much do you get for that? If you do a sure gamble, so you would get 4. This means you get 2 more, which is 6. Hitting a strike fund means you get 2 more, which is 8. Seems like a good turn. Right, I've probably got to go and check this. I would assume. So let's go and check that. We've got 1 steel skin in hand, so I think we're all right to sort of anemone nonsense. No, we'll break this for 2 credits, which always feels incredible. This is like one of my favorite interactions in terms of just breaking stuff for absolutely nothing. We'll put the finality and the twinning back. We'll break this end of run. We'll let it fire. They could boop us now, and then we could finality if they do. Woo! No. We'll just break this for 6. Doesn't feel too bad in Anarch. Do we have Void? We have Managarm and a Void. They still got their ability, which is a pain. Can I afford to pay 2 clicks here? So if I pay 5 credits and they shove me into archives, thinking. Sedated Fork, I'm going to try and not die. It's going to cost them 2 credits, which I think is fine. And then, so I think I just do the clicks here. Are my clicks, are 2 clicks worth 5 credits? So then we could go and check out the card in HQ. But I think we just get ready to do that next turn because I like, what's this? A Rashida? Could be exactly a regolith. I guess a regolith is like fine. If it's an agenda, they're not scoring it. Okay. So we can check HQ for free. We could check archives as well. I think we want to get the poison vials back because they are key. Nope. Darker on HQ feels pretty mean. Vial, Crocodile, Sim reset. Fine. We'll put this down, drawing 2 cards. The cards I knew we were going to draw actually, and maybe I should have kept them in a somewhat safer place. We're going to check archives. The fact that they're resing this means that there's something in there. And if they swap it, then we know that the other thing in... Okay, so we know the other thing in HQ is ice. So there's ice and a simulation reset in HQ. So no agendas here. Next turn we can run here twice if we draw. Oh, we found a price. Is that the first price that we found? Is our last like 5 cards 3 copies of the price? So we can run this twice, like right? I don't see any reason why we can't. This costs 2 credits. This costs 2 credits. This is free the first time. They can only boop us once. Tell you, numb and poison vial is a hell of a drug. I can't finality because they have an unresed ice here and they can Aginfusion us. So like I really need to force them. This and yes, this are the most like useful. Yeah, they didn't ag, which is like problematic. No, we'll break. I've then got to do the actual maths on getting through here again because it's a lot more expensive the second time. Um, Uh, mathematics. Um, so this is six, and this is five. So actually, we can't get back in here, which is annoying. But R&D must be potentially. There's like one. Hmm. Hmm. R&D has three agendas. Yeah. I mean, there's a chance that they drew one, and if they drew one, then it has to be an HQ, which is interesting. They are able to jam it next turn, which is potentially an issue. But I don't really want to run HQ yet because I'd have to fire this first sub. So I think I just check R&D for a single. Like we could possibly line up for a finality, like a double finality turn. Maybe we should have been looking at that as an option. No, we'll go break, break. I mean, if they want to boop us here, hopefully we put finality on the top. They can't neuro. Yeah, I'm not worried about them neuroing us. I'm more worried about them just scoring 5, 6 points and jamming another. It would have to be a 5-3 in here. Oh, Augustus might be about to boop us here, which I'm actually fine with if he does. I can break this to Nancy. That's not a problem. I had forgotten that that was a thing though. Um, so it's a good thing that I've got at least 6 left. Yes, they are Super Bowl, and the best thing is so I don't think they can afford to put another ice back here next turn. So I just draw what I hope is the finality. The next one's the finality. So do I need to draw again? No, because if this is a Fuji, then I lose the finality. So I just click this. And then next turn I can draw one finality. We should be good. Unless they put another piece of ice here. But if they're doing that, then they're not scoring out. Okay, bacterial could find them what they need. Like what they essentially probably do here is draw exactly one agenda. Oh, they can actually make R&D quite safe. That is a shame. So they drew exactly one card. Do I wait? Um, let's just go HQ. They can boop us if they want to. It's quite funny. I just want to see if I can get free value off HQ. Is that I don't have run events, so like oh I technically have 2-day laundries. Finality's on top. I don't actually want to draw a finality yet. Let's go HQ. Try and get a gamble back. Um, yeah, I think that's like the right call here, which is pretty funky. We'll jack out here. They can't resume a virus, which is like really important to know. Um, yeah, we can still play this at, I think, 1 credit. Uh, so remind me, I can patchwork that with an SF for 1C, right? I can't. I thought they said I can. I thought the ruling was I can because I think this fires. I don't like. I'm pretty sure there was like an article put out and it explained that you can like because the strike fund fires before. Yeah, yeah. I think the ruling is yes. I don't think JNet will let me, so I will borrow 2 credits. Yeah. Um. Okay. So, do we need to worry here? No. We go draw finality, right? I don't think I drive to anything. They can't even snare me. I have enough money to break this. I had kind of forgotten that I do have to get through an ice. Uh, no. Actually, oh my gosh, it's actually cheaper with Laamb. It's cheaper with Laamb. I only just realized. Sick. Well, took me long enough to work that one out. Let's see how far down they've hidden their agendas. Bran, Atini, Punitive. So we've seen 4 cards, and now we can't get into a remote, which is a problem. We can take a credit. Oh, we can't run archives this turn. We need to draw. And draw again. Okay, they're back in the money. We're gonna hmm, run HQ. Then we can gamble. So let's run HQ. No, we'll get a gamble. See a hand's eye. We'll gamble. Crashing this. I think we run archives. Just want to check it. I'll let them boot me if they want to. They probably should. I mean, I'm making myself feel hungry by saying lamb, to be fair. Yeah, makes sense. We'll run back and check. Still nothing. Okay, so this is an agenda. Which I think they just double advance here and then. Okay, if they're drawing, then. Ah, shit. Um. Okay, finalities in the deck. Where are the finalities? We played one, right? So there's one here, and there must be one in these three cards. So I just need to like draw. I can potentially let one Siphon Tan. I am right. They're not both in archives, are they? One's here. DJ for Steel Skin. I can't get through this without letting them rearrange the top three, which I really can't let them do at this point. I think I need to draw, then either credit finality. No, just draw. Yeah. And then I need to draw once more, do I? No, just draw finality. Trashing this. Going here. Yes. Fully break. Gotta be. It's gotta be. Punitive. Lacosta. Fuji. And the bacterial. Got there. Kinda knew it was gender in remote, but not much I could do about it. Bam! Oh, sorry. That was like my brain is struggling. I'm not surprised. It's pretty late. It is pretty late. I got all the agendas. Everything is somewhere on the board. I can't believe I managed to get back close after I missed a combo. Yeah. Um, Poison Vial is pretty sick in my opinion. It's a build around, but very fun. We touched some agendas and we won. Oh, that was good. Winning on a finality is correct. It's final. um, yeah, one of the first things I played with when it came out. Cool. Well, that was cool. This deck is probably a bit slow, but it is fun. I think we probably have to swap one of the poison vials for two copies of Pinhole, and then we'd have a chance here. Uh, Augustus saying that he hoped the stream enjoyed his Keeling at Home deck. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Managarm Void is just always pretty strong. It's always going to be good. Hey Raven, how are you doing? I'm very well, although I am just about to finish streaming because it's late. It's been a good one today though. Wasn't exactly perfect. You had one extra credit. Thanks, Sedated Fork. Yeah, look at this. Poor, poor form. Really. Also, there's a whole click here. Like, um, but yeah, close enough. I'll still give myself. And we saw basically the rest of R&D, which is always fun. The deck also kill through Steel Skin if the agenda is Fuji. Yeah, um, it's a fun one that I quite like the little combo of Fuji and Bacterial because Bacterial makes it easier or quicker to kill with Neurospikes because you're more likely to be able to draw two. But Fuji is the like more consistent. Like even if you've got tech, I probably get through it, which is nice. Um, but yeah, I think this looks somewhat similar to what Lost Geek had going on, and it looks solid. It's like if I didn't have poison bars, then this would be a nightmare to run against. Like I don't know how I'm not paying for any of this ice ever. And I'm only running two hippos, and I used one of them on a tattoo bowler, which felt wrong at the time and was definitely wrong now that game's gone out. But thank you all for joining the stream. Here's the deck if you want to screenshot it now. It needs something more to charge the twinning with, so either work that out or cut the twinning. Maybe two finality is enough. I'd suggest it's probably not, but who knows? And other than that, yeah, find a space to get a couple of pinhole threadings in. That's probably all right. Thank you very nice. It was a pleasure playing people who I played against. And yeah, I think that's it for this week. Next week is just a normal week, right? Yeah, awesome. Right. I hope you all have a good one. I'm off to bed. Uh, join me next week.